Jan.
And I'm Tracy, and we are here on the Oceania Sirena.
Yeah, the Sirena is actually one of the 4 R-class ships that are in the Oceania fleet. Last year, we were actually on a sister ship, the Regatta. Now, these are small ships, only about 30,000 tons. So what we're going to do this morning is we're going to show you this small but magnificent ship. Now, if you watched any of our ship tours before, you know that right below us, you're going to see a deck plan and a little red dot where we're going to show you where we are as we tour the Oceania Sirena. Let's get started.
Up here on deck 11 is your sports deck. This is where you're going to have a lot of your fun activities, and the one right behind me is the Bag-O bean toss. And you do this just for fun, but you can also do it for Big O points. And if you don't know what Big O points are, it's a fun opportunity to win valuable prizes that don't cost you any money at all.
All right, so also found on the sports deck is you have a 9-hole miniature golf course.
Another one of our favorite activities on the ship is shuffleboard, and the more cruising we do, the better we get at it. This is also something you can do for Big O points.
Up on deck 10 forward, we make our way to the Horizons Lounge. This is a great place to take the sweeping views of the sea. This is where you're going to be able to get your 24/7 coffee. You're also going to be able to have a full-size bar here and listen to the music. They do their afternoon tea here, and you also have the smoking area that is immediately on the entrance on the starboard side of the ship. Midship on deck 10 is your walking track. So you can walk or jog here, and 13 laps is 1 nautical mile. On the aft of deck 10, we are at one of your 2 specialty restaurants on the Oceania Sirena. This is Red Ginger. This is your Asian fusion restaurant. This is one of my favorite restaurants on any cruise ships. The dining here is really nice, beautiful portions. One of the things we really love is trying one of everything on the appetizer menu.
All right, among the many things that Oceania does well is its libraries. In this time in which a lot of cruise lines are getting rid of their libraries, Oceania continues to have these, and they are fantastic. This is right outside of the Red Ginger and the Tuscan Grill. We'll show you in a moment. And it's just beautiful. They have plenty of books on these bookshelves all the way around. The seating is incredibly comfortable, and you have these windows that face out to the pool and on the sides out to the ocean. So right next to the Red Ginger and right across from the library, you have Tuscan Steak. Now on the Oceania Sirena, this is a one-of-a-kind on the Oceania fleet. Only on the Oceania Sirena do you have this. And what usually on the R-class ships, you have 2 restaurants. You have Polo Grill, which is a steakhouse. You have Toscana, which is the Italian restaurant. What the Oceania has done with the Sirena is they took both of those 2 restaurants, and in our opinion, they took the best things off of those menus. They actually combine it to be the Tuscan Steak. This is the second of your specialty restaurants. In fact, there are really only 2 specialty restaurants on board. They're very, very good. Now, here's what is great about Oceania is dining at the specialty restaurants are included in your fare. You do have to make a reservation. You could reserve for a 7-day sailing. You could reserve 1 per sailing. Sometimes you can get in here on a space available basis, but these are so good, don't necessarily count on it. All right, on deck 9 all the way to the rear, you have the Terrace Café. This is the buffet that is on board. It is a really good buffet, has plenty of really comfortable seating space. The buffet itself is actually very small, but it has pretty much everything you need, everything from cut meats to sushi in the evening. It's really, really nice. What I really like is what most buffets have on cruise ships, a beautiful outdoor terrace so you can be able to have your lunch or your breakfast or your dinner as you're looking out at the ocean following back behind you. All right, so as you start to move forward from the Terrace Café, you come to the Waves Bar. This is one of my favorite places on this ship, really for two reasons. First of all, this is where you have your ice cream, and more importantly, you can get malts, which I absolutely love. And then this is where you have the hamburgers. And they have more than hamburgers, they have different sandwiches. Also, many times during lunch, they'll have grilled food out here, especially on sea days. Just a really nice place right by the pool to be able to get a quick bite. All right, we're on one of the best places to be on the ship, which is the pool deck. Really love the pool area here on all the Oceania ships, the Sirena certainly included. You do have a small little pool. It's actually very nice. Enjoyed it actually yesterday. Additionally, what I really love about Oceania is it really never gets too busy. Even in the middle of the day on a sea day, you can find loungers. And let's talk about the loungers for a second. Unlike a lot of other cruise lines where you have kind of the vinyl type of loungers, these have these terry cloth cushioned loungers which are absolutely fantastic. What's even better is there are other places on this ship for sunbathing. They have the same padded loungers. Absolutely fantastic. Of course, what is a pool on a ship without the pool bar? You have the Waves Bar on the far end here, which has your full assortment of both non-alcoholic and alcoholic drinks, with servers coming in, making sure you're taken care of the entire time. And if you are a smoker, not only did we show you the smoking lounge that is up in Horizons, in the back left hand corner here, you have your smoking area. All right, so let's talk about the gym. First of all, the fitness center actually, for such a small ship, is actually a pretty decent size. Not only does it have plenty of cardio equipment, all looking out through these large windows, seeing the ocean go by, there's a lot of strength equipment. Plus, what is nice about Oceania is they provide actually free fitness classes.
Here in front of the Aquamar Spa, and the spa has 4 treatment rooms. You can get your traditional massages and facials. Also, what it has is complimentary steam rooms, male and female. They are not co-ed. And if you go further out on the front of this ship, they do have the thoracic area for the concierge level. Next to the spa, you do have a salon if you want to get your hair and nails done.
All right, so the card room is a nice little place, has several different tables here. Also, there's a huge chest here with a bunch of games, so you can come in here, play bridge, play mahjong, play Monopoly, all sorts of different things. Oh, by the way, with windows right out to the sea.
Still found on Oceania ships is the Oceania SEA. This is going to be your computer room, your Wi-Fi room. One of the things with Oceania, they're pretty generous with their Wi-Fi packages on your devices, so you don't see as many people in these computer rooms. But during the day, there is always a Wi-Fi manager here to help you reset your password.
All right, so that's it for deck 9. Now, decks 6, 7, and 8 are largely just staterooms and suites. However, we're going to go on down to deck 7 to go see
the complimentary launderette. This is self-service laundry that you don't find on a lot of mass market ships that are not fee-based. So on the Sirena, you do have 6 washers, 6 dryers. You have an iron and an ironing board, and you have plenty of baskets. They provide you the soap, and you just have to have the time to do it. We've found that on 7-day cruises, there's not really a need to do laundry, but when you are on those longer cruises, it is a nice thing to have. Sirena has 1 laundry room as compared to the other larger Oceania ships that have 1 per floor. All right, so now that we've taken care of the launderette, we're going to move our way down to deck 5 to the Sirena Lounge.
So welcome to the forward portion of deck number 5. This is the Sirena Lounge. Though the name of the Sirena Lounge is a little misleading because actually it's not so much a lounge as this is the ship's theater. Obviously, this is where if you go see your shows in the evening, if an evening entertainment. Additionally, your enriched speakers who are actually very good in Oceania, this is where you're going to have their talks, and this is where afternoon afternoon trivia is going to be, and they have all sorts of different things to which you're here. Additionally, many of your excursions will meet here, and it has a full-size bar, not open when you're going to the excursions, but certainly when you're having your evening entertainment. It's great to be able to go get a drink or have a drink brought to you while you're watching the show. All right, so just as you're coming out of the Sirena Lounge, moving towards the aft, you come to the casino. The casino, lots of different slot machines and tables. Now, what is interesting is all of the Oceania cruises we've done before have been on longer cruises where the casino, well, quite frankly, is pretty much empty. On a 7-day cruise, actually, it's pretty lively in the evenings when we're out of port and the tables are open.
We are in deck 5 midship, and this is what we would call the heart of the ship in some people's opinions. This is the Martinis Bar. Why do I say that? Because this is where one of your 5 to 6 p.m. happy hours is going to be, and the one at 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock at night. It's a full-size bar, lots of comfortable chairs here, and it's a great way to get to meet your people when you have the pianist playing the tunes every night during a social hour.
All right, so we've continued to move to the center of the ship to the atrium. Now, we just passed by the 2 boutiques. The one on my right, your left, is actually where you basically your jewelry and watches. The one on my left, your right, is actually where not only do you have a few more baubles that you could buy, but some of the other things such as Oceania wear, Oceania souvenirs, as well as other clothes. Now, behind me is the atrium itself. What is really nice is, although it's small, there's not a lot of seating. They do have the string quartet that plays in here every evening, and they're absolutely fantastic. Back into the far left, that is where you have your future sails. So if you're loving Oceania as much as we do, you can visit her and be able to book another cruise or 2. And then off the back right, that's where restaurant and reservations are.
Moving towards the aft of the ship, past the atrium, you move into the Baristas. Baristas is your coffee shop on board, and one of the really nice things about Oceania is all their coffee is complimentary. So if you want a latte or you want a cappuccino, those are free. If you add alcohol to it, then that's part of your alcohol package. But it's a really lovely space to look at the beautiful artwork and the beautiful chandeliers.
All right, as you move to aft of the Baristas, you get to the grand dining room. This is the main dining room. It's absolutely beautiful and really good food. We've moved down to deck 4 to the atrium again. This is the lower portion of the atrium. Behind me is guest services. Right behind, in the back corner behind Tracy, that's where your destination services are to be able to arrange any of your excursions. And then on the other side in the back, that's where the concierge is. Now down this hall down here, that's where you have the medical facility. We try to stay out of that, but hopefully you don't have to use it, but that's where it is. The rest of deck 4 is cabins, as well as on deck 3. All right, so that is the Oceania Sirena. What a beautiful small ship. We're really enjoying it. Now, we're going to watch this video to be able to see other ships, and as always, keep on traveling.